A tremendous atmosphere here in Tennessee, and we are underway. World Cup qualifying. It is the United States wearing white. It is Canada in their third jerseys. First time they've worn these black shirts. This is a FIFA World Cup match. The song that they played as the teams walked out, that was the theme song from our time in Russia a little over 3 years ago. As you see an early foul, Cyle Larin getting tripped up there. And for the United States and for Canada, this is game number 2 of the final round. A 14-game journey over the next 7 months. 3 teams from this region of the world. Anthony Robinson on the run, and the fans respond to that as he hands it off to Pulisic.
You just get the feeling these fans want something, right? They just want, even Anthony Robinson driving the ball 15 yards, crowd on their feet. They haven't sat down, in fact, but the energy just rises, trying to will this U.S. team on. Right now, it's slow, it's patient. They're waiting for that opportunity, but you feel when this comes to life, this crowd is going to go nuts.
Pulisic on the turn, trying to get away from Johnston, help from Kay, and a whistle from our referee side, O'Shea Nation from Jamaica, calling it tight there. You see Kay's frustration. And he's going to get an extra talking to. First career World Cup qualifier for our 30-year-old referee, O'Shea Nation. And you see Davies and Larin trying to defend Kay on that.
Now it's Pulisic again driving inside, and Kay got a good chunk of the ball there as he comes across, but just catches Christian Pulisic at the end of it with the other.
For Jamaica right now, as they've lost their first 2 games of this final round. They're trying to get back to the World Cup for the first time since '98. There is a power outage in San Salvador. This match between El Salvador and Honduras, huge historic rivals, has been paused midway through the second half. Mexico getting a penalty right at the end of the first half from Orbelín Pineda. They lead Costa Rica. In Costa Rica right now, Mexico got that 89th minute win at home against Jamaica the other night.
Is the power outage intentional or unintentional? Do we know?
His attempt is saved by Borjan. First save tonight for Canada's goalkeeper.
Well, he's not the most prolific goal scorer. Anthony Robinson recently scored his first goal for Fulham, where he plays in the English Championship, and gets a load of this one. Good turn here out of pressure from Kellyn Acosta. Now you're going to see Anthony Robinson recognize where the space is. Doesn't have many options wide to his left, so says, why not? Has the shot from distance. It's hit pretty well. It's low. But Borjan, who was down earlier, back up, sees that one the whole way.
Here's Kay trying to drive his way through the middle. Eustaquio picks it up and resets for Richie Laryea. Laryea working on Kellyn Acosta. A lot of MLS familiarity on the field with these teams. Alistair Johnston, again, in his home stadium. He plays here for Nashville. Lost his footing on that one. First-round draft pick last year. Laryea mishitting that. Acosta, Pulisic, Aaronson, still Aaronson. A lot of traffic in there, and he goes down. Daniel Henry with the challenge. Can the U.S. use this momentum, though, and keep the pressure on? Robinson slips and loses his footing. Larin on the turn, gets it away. Junior Hoilett beaten to it by Miles Robinson. You can see the moisture on the field. It's a very humid evening. There was rain showers overnight into this morning. Nashville SC were playing on this field Friday night in an MLS game. Sort of a blind ball by Robinson. Pefok able to get there, legit into the space. Laryea feels the contact from Kellyn Acosta. O'Shea Nation to that as the U.S. got that 1-0 win a month and a half ago in Kansas City. Borjan pressured, get it away. Larin was behind Hoilett. Dest. Pass 2. Trying to get past Kay, a third. Got the pass away for Aaronson. Brenden Aaronson's cross, that's deflected backwards, and Bojan saving a would-be own goal off the head of his defender, Scott Kennedy. Third save for Bojan tonight. Adams resets, holds it in for Lletget. Here's Serginho Dest. Fans want him to go forward. Serginho Dest drives it inside, lost the handle. Eustáquio there with the tackle. And now Davies the other way. Miles Robinson going to engage with him. Able to sweep it away. That ball might just stay in play, in fact.
Well done. Really well done.
What a summer he's had.
Oh, he has. Look, he's in there as a starter for this team now. And there's no mistake that he is in, especially on the right side of the center back pairing. Serginho Dest, as you would expect, is going to get into the attack. As he did, he loses the ball. What's the 1v1 matchup you want against Alphonso Davies? It is Miles Robinson, one of the best in MLS at it, if not the best, and showed it again there.
Richie Laryea there. That's persistent infringement team-wide there. You have to think from O'Shea Nation. Now here we go. Pefok gets a yellow card.
And there's a push on the back of Pulisic, not for the first time in this game, and you love to see it from your players. Kellyn Acosta.
Pass away, but Kay intercepting it. He's under some pressure, lost his footing. Pulisic, Lletget, Aronson. Pulisic went down. It's very frantic in there.
Well, it's just no space. So that's the type of play that's going to open the game up. 1-2 touch around the corner, pass and move. Just hasn't quite come off, right? That last pass either behind or Canada, give him credit, doing a good job. Here's Pulisic again.
Skipping past two Canadians. Able to cycle it back. Pulisic across. Lletget, first time deflected. And just why that was off Kennedy. Might have been his second own goal. That's Pulisic to take the second corner of the night for the U.S. Out-swinging ball. Knocked down. Brooks couldn't find it under his feet. And now Davies trying to get out of the run. Little hip feint. Takes the
He's going to get a
tackle there off of Brooks.
Yeah, John Brooks is going to get a yellow card for this one. A tactical foul on Alphonso Davies. It was breaking away. Tyler Adams had actually gambled, gone left. Davies came back to the inside. It was Brooks who was very close to getting a shot off in the box, just couldn't get it out of his feet. Canada in a transition moment. There's Tyler Adams going to the deck, and John Brooks taking no chances. Mistimes the tackle, catches Davies' heel.
He really is a remarkable story. If you haven't read it or seen it elsewhere, Alphonso Davies, born 20 years ago to Liberian parents.
Midfield does well coming inside. That draws Adekugbe inside. So there's the space out wide right now for Aronson, who does a good job. The recognition now where it is, time and space, first time ball, great pace on it. Pulisic could come across from the left, gets in front of Pefok, and just can't get around it enough here. Just gets, the ball is behind him. He has to reach to try and get it, and it is off the post and away. Best opportunity, best moment of build-up for the U.S., and so close to opening the scoring. The clearance isn't good enough because he's in the way, and it falls in the end to Sebastian Lletget. Look at him up there trying to get on the end of that, and Lletget cutting across it. Great look at the technique here, trying to just wrap those laces around, slice it in that far corner. He was past the best. But the U.S. have ended this first half well. Good opportunities. Pulisic hits the post. Another chance there from Lletget, having a lot of success down that right-hand side. Aronson, Lletget combining well, getting Yedlin into the attack on the last one for a cross. So I think Greg Berhalter would be happy with the advantages that they're creating in the wide areas.
Larin on the turn, trying to get Davies away. That is an offside flag. The way out.
Yeah, Larin didn't gamble to get on the end of that one. And it was Hoylett. There was potentially a foul call. It was whistled to play on. Canada win the ball again, recycled it. A great looking chance for them.
An offside flag on Pefok there. O'Shea Nation, the referee, will let it go because it's right back to the feet of Alphonso Davies. Running at Lletget right now. Yedlin trying to recover. Davies back for Eustáquio. And around Adams, the return from Larin knocked away. Kellyn Acosta, good work back there. Can Robinson get it out from underneath his feet? Pulisic has it tackled away by Laryea.
Tonight from Tyler Adams. In that number 6 position now for the United States, and making that position his own And this is just about a recognition of the danger. It's a heavy touch from Davies, but Adams had already sensed that, okay, DeAndre Yedlin's pushed up on that right-hand side. I need to come back and I need to cover, times the tackle so well there, and even make sure he gets a little bit of the man, too.
Eustachio, tackled away by Kellyn Acosta. Pulisic, tripped up. Anthony Robinson scores!
What a moment here for Brenden Aaronson, who starts this play with his pressure off the throw-in. Heavy touch, steps in and wins it. And the advantage here from the referee, that's a foul on Pulisic. Lets the game go. Pefok recognizes there's the space. Now Acosta the timing, because there's the cue for Robinson to get into the attack. His speed, his positional awareness, and then right now to slow the game down to find Brenden Aaronson, who continues his run into the box, gambles, get beyond the strikers, and finishes it off from close range. That's a tap-in, but all the work from that play was him pressuring the ball back in midfield, setting the tone there for the U.S., and that is what they needed. Bring the game to life, open the game up in a transition moment, quickly between the lines, good quality, and the U.S. find their goal.
Well, Brenden Aaronson told us yesterday that it was Christian Pulisic run away from Anthony Robinson, who just got the assist. The cutback for Kay, knocked away by Lletget. Pulisic on the run. Aaronson couldn't hold it up on Adekubi. Bounces free there off of Yedlin. Davies first time cross. Matt Turner's there. And the collective exhale to become the fastest player in men's national team history. Double-digit goals and assists if he can get another helper. His next goal would put him in the top 10 in U.S. history for goals. He flicks that on for Pefok. That was dug out of there by Doneil Henry. It's held in, though, by Acosta. Here's Pulisic from an angle. Blocked by Larea out for a U.S. corner.
But he's got just enough energy and just enough competitiveness that you see when there's a chance there. He comes to life, and pace that he's playing at. Look for the second one from Pefok. Good job by Acosta. And then Pulisic says, why not? Tries the shot with the left foot, wins a corner for the U.S.
The captain tonight to take. Swung in, flicked on by Pefok, cleared away right in front. Lletget was making the peel-off run on the back post, thinking he was going to tap it in, and Doneil Henry made the interception.
And what a great ball in. Pulisic hits it low and hard this time. Pefok gets across that near post, right at the corner of the 6, just waiting and crying out for a second ball. It's Henry who gets it. I don't think he entirely knew where that was going.
Pulisic again deeper this time. Brooks lost his balance there going up for Yedlin. It's a great first touch to hold it in. Cross into a good area. It's loose. Still loose. Well, and then eventually Borjan's able to ignite with an apparent left ankle injury. He appears set to be coming on. Down the line it goes. Davies on the run. Got behind Yedlin, who's trying to recover. Alphonso Davies. It's a tie game. Kyle Larin, top scorer in World Cup qualifying across the entire region, has leveled things for Canada.
Well, Davies had been kept quiet to this point, but DeAndre Yedlin just gets caught here positionally. No pressure on the ball, and for a half second falls asleep. There's time and space, can't recover with the speed, and Alphonso Davies just breaks away. You're going to see it here. It's a ball on the left side of the field as it comes. He's looking for help, so he's trying to summon and get Miles Robinson over, but gets caught inside the U.S. line a little bit too deep, and that's where he's kept onside. Davies gets him behind, and then he just rolls it across. Kyle Larin gambles on it. Two defenders looking at the ball. Is it going to be cut back or not? And Larin just sneaks in the backside. What a response from Canada. stunning, this crowd.
I mean, it went silent quick. Kyle Larin, the former #1 MLS draft pick, to it, but is able to clean it up and knock it out. Quickly back in for Jonathan David, the 21-year-old. Driving in at Adams. Kay with the attempt up over the bar. Canadians are up off their bench. They thought that was goal bound.
But they're also up and at it with the energy. It's amazing how the momentum has shifted, and Herdman's actually gesticulating for his team to get back. So back into a defensive transition moment because they want to stay tight and compact, much like they were in the first half. And they're having success in the break and in the transition because the U.S. now are sense of urgency, pushing numbers into the attack, wide open defensively.
I mean, just about everybody in this building is standing up. Certainly everyone in the lower deck right now. You can't even really see the near sideline from where we are, but they're silent. And they need something from these American players to get them going again. Pulisic forced to cycle around. He gets upended by Mark-Anthony Kaye. That's going to be a yellow card.
That's accumulation, not just of fouls on Pulisic, but also Mark-Anthony Kaye has had a few. Former LAFC, now Colorado Rapid man in Major League Soccer. He was on the bench in the first match for them. His pressure in midfield has been good for them. He's essentially got a free role in the way that he's pressing the ball coming out against Adams.
Behind the play.
He's going to give a yellow card to Tyler Adams here. So you're going to see Adams does so well defensively. Wins the ball back for the U.S. They break away. Does well to play through pressure. And he actually lines up Mark-Anthony Kaye. This is a foul. There's a little look over his shoulder and kind of shoulder barges into Kaye behind the ball. And it's a shame because the U.S. had a great moment in transition and opened the game up, taking the midfield out of play from Canada. And then the chance comes to nothing. You know, Shane Nation, the referee, brings that back for a foul and a yellow card on Tyler Adams.
And the Canadian bench went ballistic.
It was intentional.
They wanted a red card.
Well, it's not a red card, definitely not. Now there's
coming back together
players
here.
Coming together.
And again, no VAR, so the on-field decision stands.
And this was right in front of us, so we had a great look at this and just watching.
Boy, Larea is having to be pulled back. Multiple Canadians having to be held back right now.
Great Berhalter jawing in. So Adams helps out as part of that. Yedlin does a good job, little two-man game here with Sebastian Lletget. Mark-Anthony Kaye gets a little piece of him there, so Tyler Adams says, okay, and just comes in and drops the shoulder bar. I mean, he's lining him up. Look, he's looking at him the whole way. It's a foul. And it's silly from Adams in the end, just the retaliation, because Kaye had left a little bit on him before that. He then makes the foul. Frustration. That's frustration for the U.S.
Part of it, too, and Sebastian Lletget told us as much just the other week. He said, you know, whether this was really a rivalry or not, historically, it had been years and years and years since Canada had beaten the U.S. When Canada beat the U.S. in the fall of 20, swim move by Davies to get back to that ball. Couldn't find the pass in. Lletget trying to help. And well, bounces off the corner flag. It's out for a throw.
Canada's attacking philosophy many times. Give it to Davies and clear out. And it's just been him time after time asking questions of this U.S. defense, one against one. You see him do this in the Champions League, in the Bundesliga.
He's just gone down. Alphonso Davies has just gone down. John Buchanan has not been very involved since coming on. Trying to turn the corner, and Brooks on a yellow card. Got to be careful. Buchanan still running in, and he puts it wide across the face of goal. Very similar to the goal he scored in the Gold Cup semi against Mexico.
And look how wide open Jonathan David is at the end of this play. His running in behind is good. Brooks gets too tight, doesn't have the energy with the tired legs now to keep up with him. Pushes it past, rounds the corner, and there's David. Ends up wide open. Actually, wasn't as tight as I thought. Robinson had done a good job coming across. The angle wasn't quite there, and actually bobbles up on him as he tries to roll that one across. Yedlin in a good position. The U.S. do on this one. Kellyn Acosta was direct. It was a little bit more central. It's Pulisic over it. Still feels a little far out for a direct strike here unless he's really going to hammer this.
Kellyn Acosta's a left-footed option as well.
He's lining it up, though. 5
minutes to go. Fans to their feet in Nashville, 43,000 of them. It's Pulisic up over the bar.
That's it's a good distance out for Borjan with the type of strike that Pulisic. You don't often see him really hit the ball with a ton of power. He's more of a finesse type player, and from there to get it up over the wall. Canada quite happy to take their time.
This is a tremendous result for Canada, as much as they would love to go and win this thing.
No, especially trailing to the U.S. at a point in the game. Their response and still might find a way through.
Eustáquio, David on the turn, blocked by Brooks. This would be a crushing blow for the U.S. Still plenty left in this final round of World Cup qualifying, but we said historically for the U.S. they run the table at home. That's what gets them to the World Cup. Hutchison got through, hands it off for Laryea, who rolls it across the face of goal.
How many times in the second half you've seen Canada get down that right side? Little combination play here. Robinson's out of the play. Adams is out of the play. Laryea fires it across, looking for somebody to get on the end of it. They missed Larin earlier in the half. This time they're missing David, and still Canada picking their moments to push up here and try.
Ball bodies flying. It's up over the bar from Miles Robinson.
Oh, the late hero against Mexico in the Gold Cup. It's a good ball in from Pulisic. Sargent at the near post getting tangled up with Hutchinson, and Robinson trying to get on the end of this. It's good marking, though, from Canada, but Adekugbe is there with Miles Robinson. Just enough pressure. It's a diving header. Has a lot to do to try and redirect that on target. My, oh my. How the conversation has changed. And as we said, coming into World Cup qualifying, people don't care what happened in the summer. It's about getting results now in games that matter and games that will get you to the World Cup. The U.S.